Guys, what are some things you want to see in Dispatch Season 2? And you guys really did deliver. We got over 180 comments. I went through some of them. Obviously, I'm not going to go through all 180 comments, but if there's anything that I missed or things that you guys want to see in Season 2, get this video to, I'd say, like 100 likes, and I'll do a part 2. Comment down below what are some things you want to see in Dispatch Season 2. But I also want to share with some things that I want to see in the Dispatch Season 2 as well. I think one thing that most people who are like fairly critical, or at least one thing that I agree with a lot of people from that 1-star review video that we did, is that I think there should be more immediate consequences, or at least show us the consequences of our actions a lot sooner, you know, with the choices. Same thing with the quick time events. I feel like the quick time events were pointless. So that's one thing I would like. And it doesn't all have to be bad consequences either. It could be good consequences too. It was like, oh, you did this for this old lady, she gives you Excalibur. Yeah, it's really out there, but who knows? Just stuff like that. That's something that I would personally like to see. Something that I've been seeing that's very common is that I'm sure many would like Malevola to be an option to date. If they do a Season 2 and they don't give you the obvious option to romance Malevola, they're just trolling the whole community. Me personally, I mean, I can see why people want to romance Malevola, but it's whatever. I just want a good story at the end of the day. But at this point, you have to have Malevola be a romance option for Season 2. All right, another thing that I saw that was very common was that people want to know Blazer's or Blonde Blazer's origin story, which I think they can do that in Season 2. It was teased but never fully explained. Like, some people still think the amulet or the necklace that she has is an augment from Shroud, which I guess it could be possible. I don't know. But my question is to you guys, like, do you want to wait until Season 2 to get Blazer's origin story? Would you guys be okay if the developers just like gave us like a graphic novel or like a written text versus something to like be like a buffer till we get to Season 2? Like, does it have to be in Season 2 that you find out about Blazer's origin story, or could it just be a comic book or just a regular book that they explain certain backstories of these characters? It would be nice to know more about the origins of Blazer and just other characters in general too, like how they got their powers. I have a very spicy theory with Malevola, and it has something to do with Critical Role's Exandria place, but I'll say that for a different like short/video in the future. I do want to share with one thing that I would like to see in the Dispatch Season 2, which is like, I hope dispatching itself, like the physical game part, has more value to. Like, there's more, again, the key word for me is consequences. It could be good and bad consequences of how you dispatch. Like, there were certain episodes where I just did horrible. I'm like, how is SDN still functioning? Like, how am I not fired because of how bad I was at dispatching? And then it didn't do anything. There was no difference in the story. And until like the last part, episode 8, where I personally didn't burn the city to the ground. I saved the city, but for anyone who like lost the city, let me know and whatnot. Oh wow, thank you for the super chat. Hold on. Thank you for the super chat. Oh my goodness. Just saying, maybe they might introduce like a game over screen, you know, kind of like GTA or a Dark Souls game where you just fade to black, be like you failed or you're this close to getting fired, or maybe there's an option where you actually do get fired and you have to start over. I'm not too sure. Oh yeah, speaking of which, I kind of wish there was a replay or a rewind option. Like, you make a choice and then like a check mark or something like that, where you'd be like, yo, let me go back before I continue. I don't really like where I'm going with this story. I mean, I know you can like start over like a complete whole episode, but episodes be long, bro. And if you're a working person, you don't got time to be like, okay, let me replay this whole 2-hour part of this story and whatnot. So I wish there was like check marks within each episode where you can just rewind. Also, since it is kind of like a TV show at the same time, I remember one of the comments that we read in one of the 1-star reviews was that someone had like a disabled partner and keeping up with the story was a little bit hard. They wish there was like a slow part. A rewind option wouldn't hurt. That's all I'm saying. Okay, the main villain participating more in the story. I like that one as well. I like that. Main villain participating more in the story. I actually kind of had like a similar thought about like the main characters, or like maybe like a DLC that costs like $5 or $10, where we play as Shroud himself. Like, we see the POV of all the events, but through Shroud's eyes, so we can see, oh, this is what Shroud was orchestrating, and he's dispatching the villains. That's what I thought of like a possible DLC. And it doesn't have to be like freaking like 10 episodes or anything. It just be like a small little DLC that's like 2 hours or something like that. I think it'd be kind of interesting personally and whatnot. And we get to see him like maybe some dialogue options to see like how much of a Blonde Blazer glazer he is. Like, a villain talks trash about Blonde Blazer, he's like, you do not talk about Blonde Blazer like that and whatnot. I'm still holding on hope that maybe Shroud is the father of Blonde Blazer, but I doubt it. But I think that was a cool theory the community came up up with. All right, we have I want to see Waterboy become Tsunami Man. Yes, a lot of people also want Waterboy to have a glow up. I think it'd be kind of cool if Waterboy, like if they do something similar to Ben 10, maybe there's like some time travel shenanigans, maybe time viewing, where we see a future Waterboy and he's just completely jacked and ripped, and he has like some kind of ability to use high pressure water to cut through steel or whatnot. I think that'd be kind of cool. We see like a buffed up Waterboy. I think that'd be dope. Okay, I want a villain team. Have a new villain. That Diet Shroud. Assemble a group of supervillains with opposite powers to our heroes. That way they can challenge the Z team with teamwork. Yeah, I can see that. I don't hate it. It's cool, like a legion of supervillains. Loki, it was just Shroud versus like all of SDN. If you think about it, like people are sleeping on Shroud. People have been giving Shroud a lot of like flack, but you have to remember, it was Shroud all by himself orchestrating everything. Like it wasn't just Robert who was dispatching. It was a whole unit, a whole company of heroes dispatching, and Shroud almost took over the whole city by himself. That's pretty impressive. But yeah, I would like to see like maybe a league of supervillains. That would be kind of cool. I'm not against it. A separate mode for doing dispatch only, that would be so fun. I'm not gonna lie, I really did like the game mode for dispatching. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to dispatch. I like it because it's like you gotta think, you'd be like, oh, this hero's good here, let me upgrade that stats. I love just like playing with hero stats and seeing them do better that way. So I really do like this idea. Again, I just wish dispatching impacted the story even a tiny little bit more. I wish there's just a little bit more consequences for doing good and for bad. Like I know if you do good enough, you could get maxed out, unlock different voice lines and all that stuff, and you get more like rewards, like you can bandage players and stuff like that. Even the rewards didn't really feel all that satisfying, if I gotta keep it a buck with you, because they weren't reusable. You only have one chance to use them for each dispatch. So we have Mech Knight. Phenomaman finally getting to play Magic the Gathering. Yeah, that would be kind of interesting. I want to see what kind of hardcore gamer he is. I wonder if Courtney and Golem are good, or Magic the Gathering players too, because I know they are gamers, but Magic the Gathering is a little bit different too. I wonder if would Magic the Gathering work with a crossover with SDN? I haven't played it personally, but it seems more like a fantasy kind of game. Maybe Malevola might work. What other like games do you think would be cool to cross over with Dispatch? I know Invincible has a fighting game. It'd be kind of cool to like have like a character from Dispatch in that Invincible fighting game, or even Fortnite. I mean, Fortnite collabs with everything nowadays anyways. I would love an infinite dispatch mode after the story is completed, where you can just dispatch and have some secret dialogue and a bit of extra character interactions. For sure, for sure. Retro Special. I think the best way to do a Dispatch Season 2 is having Robert lead a new team of superpower criminals / villains, with Z team already passing up the ranks. In game, I like to imagine that you'll be able to mix and match who you can dispatch with new members and old members respectively. Like having cameos with the new and old members. True, just expanding the amount of people playing together. I like that. That's not bad. And discovering new bonds. Plus, with Mandy now being more laid back due to Chase being able to live out his hero days again, and probably being a dispatcher like Robert. Also, I think a reason why Robert would still work at the SDN is probably still needs the money. Yeah, that's right. He still needs the money. He blew through all of his inheritance, and there will be rare times you actually use the mech suit. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, for sure. He even made a little bit of, I want to say, hints in the game. I think it was like episode 5 or 6 where he talked about he felt like he had legit purpose leading people. I've seen a lot of people who want Mandy as a dispatcher, which is fair and whatnot, but we got to remember, when she was Blonde Blazer, horrible dispatcher, bro. She was out of place. But then again, that was when she was Blonde Blazer. Maybe Mandy's a better dispatcher, but I mean, it looks like the community wants Mandy as a dispatcher, and it does make sense. But we have to remember also, like, Chase being like track star, I think they alluded that at the end, where that's just temporary. So I think in season 2 we should expect maybe either a cure for Chase, or maybe Chase gets GG's officially. Maybe we'll see. We will see. I'm so happy that he had his redemption. But yeah, I do like the idea of mix matching. I know some people said in the past they just want a completely new cast of characters altogether, which that's okay, but like to forget about everything that you did in the past is kind of rough too. Again, I'm just a big fan of the story. If it's a new cast of characters, as long as the story is solid, I'm happy. All right, Drewski Dubase says, cracking quick time events. I mean, since you're going to be in the video, I'm gonna heart all the comments that I read for the video. I know what kind of man you are. You're the reason why everyone thinks Dispatch is a Gunner game just because of episode 4. Just because of episode 4, alright? Know what kind of man you are. Or person, I should say. Make character development for characters that didn't get much screen time, like Sonar and Coupe, depending on who you cut. The ideal amount of screen time / dialogue someone gets should be around the level of Golem or Malevola. Just some more screen time for like the background characters, true. I saw some people also want more love to Galen as well. All right, let's see what we got. More involved combat and exploration. Think Elden Ring and Spider-Man, where you can generally do whatever you want outside of core cutscenes and quick times. Looks like you want a completely different game. Possibly dispatching as Mecha Man, more involved dispatching. First-person view where you can guide the character's action, destroy X, check Y. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. So when you dispatch, like, let's say Sonar, you can actually like move Sonar. Maybe not, it doesn't have to be first person. Maybe it could be third person too, or let people choose. I like that. I like that idea. It'll be a lot more customizable environments that the developers will have to create. But hey, they're rolling in money. They can do it. They can do it. All right, Beef Boy. I want Flambe to sing Whitney Houston songs. Same. I mean, hey, just be prepared for your ears to bleed. I mean, he has a lot of passion. We know that for sure. Flambe has a lot of passion. The talent might be lacking. You might need to find like a singing coach. You know, you just that's all he needs to do. CoryxKenshin uploading in time. Oh, you got to keep wishing, bro. I don't think Ad Hoc has that kind of power. They should get CoryxKenshin to do a voice. Oh, they should get CoryxKenshin to voice a character. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Like, why not? Bring another one. I seen only one video of CoryxKenshin during Dispatch, and that was because of episode 4, the way he titled it. It was pretty funny. All right, make Robert's mom into a supervillain. You see, I like this only because we know nothing about Robert's mom, right? Mecha Man, the third, he basically gets treated like an anime protagonist where we know nothing about his mom. I'm gonna assume that she passed away. We don't know when, maybe before he was born. Possibly, we just don't know. Plot twist, it turns out, I don't even know. Maybe you can even have a crazy theory of saying that Robert was actually a clone this whole damn time. Who knows? Vandersake does a corporate buyout of SDN, and the theme of the season is exploring the shady corporate BS he's up to, and Robert realizing Shroud may have been onto something. I like that. You're thinking about like just the plot lines. I do want to know more about Vandersake. Like they talked a lot about this company. I thought they would be like more involved. Maybe they will be more involved with the story in season 2. Episode 8 had a moral function that was only used once. They should totally expand on that in season 2. I agree. That's kind of like what I said the first time about like, I wish there was like more immediate consequences. I mean, there were consequences of your actions, but it just felt like it took a while for you to physically see the effects of those consequences. Like you can still have small little bits of consequences, whether it's good or bad, but a little bit more immediate. And you know what would be cool is if there was like a game over screen, you know, like, oh, you messed up. Like I remember reading a comment of someone saying they thought Phenomaman was going to end Robert when they picked Robert to tell him the truth about kissing Blazer. I think they still went with the right direction with Phenomaman just kissing Robert because it was kind of funny in left field. But I would be kind of interesting to just see like a game over screen, like GTA or the Dark Souls kind of thing, and you have to restart. I think that'd be kind of interesting. But yeah, those are the most interesting comments that I saw. If there's anything else that you guys want to see in season 2, it could be story-wise, gameplay mechanics, anything, comment them down below. Again, if this gets like 100 likes, I'll do a part 2 with the comments in this video. Till next time, y'all stay safe, be KDA Warriors, and I'll see you guys later.